Well, we couldn't have gotten away with that great weather forever now, could we, in Ireland? We're used to our rain and it's back with a vengeance tonight. It's a real dirty old Dublin night. So I just thought I'd take this opportunity on whatever platform you find me on to discuss the Scary Era Paranormal podcast that I've been involved with since just around Halloween, appropriately enough, of last year. We're going into episode 14 within the next 48 hours. And it features a really nice guy called Bertie Brosnan. Check him out. He's a handsome guy, ex-actor, I believe, but he's big into his Irish history now. And his hero is Brian Boru and all those kind of bloody battles, not to mention just the history of Ireland in general. It'll be worth a listen. Here's how you get it. You will just Google Scary Era Paranormal. Make sure you do that paranormal word, otherwise you'll be getting the old rap band from whenever, the 90s. Scary Era Paranormal. Great rap band, by the way. So he's on, but I just thought I'd say, let's have a review of what some of the shows we've had. So these are all on a platform as well. It's run by, well, supposedly the UK, but it's a misnomer. It's run from America. So it's on a platform called Paranormal UK Radio. Yeah, Paranormal UK Radio Network. And they're very good. They've hosted the whole thing. So it appears on your Apple and your Audible and any Spotify, and all of them, you know. So if you don't get us under Scary Era, you'll get us under Paranormal UK Radio. Bernie Jamieson is a name might be familiar to a lot of you out there. She's a newsreader and has been going back to the days, just like I did, of the pirates. She was telling me she started on Radio Dublin like myself. And then throughout the years, then I gravitated onto other stations like Sunshine 101 and Christmas FM, Spirit Radio, all kinds of stuff in the mix. I added them all up one day. There was something like 17 or 20, but we're not here to talk about pirate stations. The reason I mentioned Bernie is she was kind enough, I think was episode 2, and she shared this experience she had around Jervis Street, where it used to be, you might remember before Today FM was Today FM, they were Ireland, Radio Ireland, I think, something like that. And she was in a studio late at night, and, you know, this almost like a lullaby type noise would start up and then ebb away. And, you know, it started off at all hours, like, because she was in there late at night. The DJ had gone home. It was on auto apart from her news bit. And she'd hear this like a lullaby. So Jervis Street was in the vicinity, as you know, of Jervis Hospital as well. So I think there might have been a connection between the two buildings at one point. So it was great to listen to her because she's been around a long time and she's a no-nonsense kind of person. She's a newsreader. So that was great. Episode 1, I visited Cahilbrua Barracks in Rathmines, which is where I grew up. And that's where I had the experience that would turn me into a believer. I'm not one of these mad, enthusiastic, looking for ghosts around all over the place. That's not it. But I literally, as a child, I had this I lived in an old army barracks house. It used to be beside an officer's mess there in what was known as Portobello Barracks, but it was now, and still is, Cahilbrua. And believe it or not, the block I was in, it had an office that Michael Collins used to have. Probably the day he set out and was killed in Cork, he was literally in that same building. But it wasn't him I saw. I just woke up one morning in what was known as the master bedroom. If you ever are in Rathmines and you're driving by the big church, you know, with the green dome on it, if you look across the field, right over the field past Mary's College, I could see that was my old bedroom. You know, I could look out and I could look out from any part of the house and see that church. So that's where it was. And so I woke up in the morning early and I just saw a lady with a long blue cloak. Now, the barracks dates from 1815, and I knew, even though I must have been about 8 or 9 at the time, I knew this was not right. She had long black hair, wasn't in the least bit menacing, quite serene actually, did look at me. And I can tell you, the hair does stand up on your head. It stood up on my head. Put my head down under the sheets and I did not re-emerge for some time. Got up and, came down to breakfast. I'm telling you, Mum and Dad, I saw a ghost. Yeah, of course you did. Eat your ready break there and go to school, will you? Stop annoying us. Now, later on, as the years went by, a couple of things happened within that house, just kind of rattling doorknobs and stuff. So people did keep an open mind. I revisited it in 2019. I was invited over there as a tour of the barracks. There's a lovely guy called Noel MacDonald there. He is the curator for the barracks. And he organised this thing. He didn't even know I'd lived in this place. And as we went to, I won't name it exactly, to that building, he said, this is the scariest place we have in the barracks. Squaddies who have no interest in the paranormal report. Lights going on and off, disembodied footsteps and whistles. And I'm standing there like, I'd have left the barracks, when did I leave it? Like 92? So years later, 20-something years later anyway, and the rest, I'm going, you're telling me? That's scary? So, anyway, fast forward. The first show, if you want to hear Scary Era Paranormal, go on there. It's even on YouTube, and you'll hear the interview I did with Noel in the old guard room, which was notorious because in that vicinity, those of you who know your history, the 1916 Rising, there was a bloodthirsty guy called Captain Bowen Colthurst. I think his people were from Cork. And he was a bit mad from the trenches in South Africa, and he'd been in the Boer War as well, and he summarily just took guys off the street, including a very famous pacifist called Francis Sheehy Skeffington, and he just executed them. There were skeletons as well found in that barracks. I don't want anyone's eyes to glaze over. If any of this is resonating with you, would you mind doing me a favour and just taking down this email address? It's paranormalireland@protonmail.com. paranormalireland@protonmail.com. And I'll either have you on the show, I can interview you, and that's a chat, by the way, it's not all formal. Which reminds me, from TikTok, the very first phone call I had in was a guy from TikTok, Mark down in Skull, in Cork. Appropriate enough name. Anyway, paranormalireland@protonmail.com. Just share with me whatever you have. I don't really care. And don't get me wrong, I'm not into the big haunting thing. Perhaps things are haunted, and certainly I sat down with a priest there an episode or two back. That might have been the last one. Yeah, Father Michael Collins as well, just a coincidence. And, he spoke about exorcism, but not in any kind of fantastical terms. He believes it can be a battle between the good and evil within one's person. So it's like a disease kind of thing to be treated. I know I'm going all over the place. Just bear with me. So I think Ireland is mystical. Although I had Brinsley McNamara, you might have heard from him. He's big on social media, as is Bertie Brosnan. Brinsley McNamara runs Weird Ireland. Indeed, he has a book of the same name, and he says it's about 5 on the scale in terms of weirdness. And he does make a good point. He said you can go anywhere in the world, and there are weird aspects and goings on within it. So look, it's just something I've ended up following. I've decided I'll go for maybe 50 episodes and see how I do after that. I don't really know what the stats are like because I am not Paranormal UK Radio. I am not distributing it as such. They're all right. And certainly within the paranormal community, I'd be well known now. Well, I'd be known. So places like Pukavogue Paranormal, they're investigators down in Killarney, and Cork Supernatural Society, Matthew Clark down there. He was great because Here's one for you. If you do go looking for them, go for the EVP episode. Now, that's electronic voice phenomena. This is literally noises and sounds and voices that were caught on the air during investigations and often not heard at the time. It's only when they get back and they're studying their footage that they'll hear these things. And some of them are phenomenal. Now, one or two I thought were contrived. They were that good. But the only thing is, I know the people who recorded them, and they're very serious people. They pride themselves on not being histrionic and over dramatic. And I believe them. You know, I can't but. In fact, one of them, Matthew down in Cork, Supernatural Society, Matthew went to Leap Castle, which nearly everybody I've spoken to has. You probably know of Leap Castle, it's supposedly the most haunted castle in Europe. And he actually reported nothing, right? So he said, no, well, whatever was happening wasn't happening the night I was there. But he gave me this cracking EVP, which was so good, I thought it was a fake. I thought it was contrived. So, but it didn't add up. The guy is sound. He's also gone to Leap Castle and reported nothing. And he just hands me this thing. They were in a pub in Cork. And, you know, the usual, is there anybody there kind of thing. And they didn't hear at the time. It was only when he replayed it. Just me is what he heard. It's like, just me. And I went, come on, that's freaking Scooby-Doo shite. And he said, no, it isn't. And I believe him. There's another guy in Paranormal Awakenings in Galway, lovely guy as well, his name just eludes me, and he has this place, a place called Monk's Fishing Hole, somewhere in Galway. EVP, go and listen to the EVP episode. It's like someone laughing, but I hear in tandem with the laughter, I hear a lady like almost appreciating the joke. That was weird. Then we go to, say, Jenny in Emerald Isle Paranormal up in the northeast. She's great. It's got some EVPs off her as well. So, look, it's been a mixed bag. And you're probably saying this guy's talking whatever. And that's okay. That's allowed. But it's a rainy night. And I thought, here I am. I'm editing episode 14. I thought I'd pop on here and just say, if there's anybody interested, go paranormal. You know, Scary EIRE Paranormal Podcast. Just do that. You know, Google it. And let's talk if you want. paranormalireland@protonmail.com. Email me. Just email me your stories. And as I said, if you want to WhatsApp me or Skype, Skype's still around, and we can do that. And we can record it. And if you listen to any of these back episodes, you can tell I'm genuine because you'll be able to listen yourself. I hope you do listen to them. Otherwise, they're just going to waste. And you're saying, I'll never get that, whatever, 13 minutes back again. I'm really sorry. Okay, you take care of yourself. It's been nice. It's been real. It's been nice talking to you. From Mark from Scary EIRE. Good night.